Where she saw it! She tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. It would be pointless for her to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. The witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. In other words, Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask that question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness ever when she saw the crime? All the testimony we've heard up until now points in one direction. The place where Miss Star witnessed the crime was here. Right here. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second level, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A. The only place where she could have seen the crime and the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security room, yes? Well, Miss Star, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. Order, order, witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. I will do what it must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? She talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense, huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If the witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So, tell us her reason, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security station. But she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference, but what? What changes? It's the distance. That one's easy. It changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. But only one look at the floor plans is quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? Well, the witness, Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend! He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene, but the door was locked. I couldn't open it. Wow, that's a long walk. That's why I had to go through the visitor parking lot in B. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it! I swear it on my finest plastic spork! You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something! Do I have any evidence to stop this? We're gonna raise an objection. 5 minutes between the witness of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pastas into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get me the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Guy dwaddled at the crime scene. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. She has a grudge against the defendant, and there is a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on the account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. I completely read that wrong, and I'm not even gonna say that was too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, the court is adjourned. Hold it! Oh, no. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to foist off on me. I prefer to not take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference of the witness determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Let's stop talking about lunchboxes. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One, of course, was the victim's. The other was the defendant, Miss Lana Sky's blood. This shoe proves its flawless decisive evidence. What the hell? What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Shut up about the lunchboxes. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You should know the 2 rules of evidence law, Miss Starr. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. I love that you can tell what's right and wrong just by seeing Edgeworth's reaction. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution complains. Notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. Well, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Alright, so now we get that. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright. So, you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something to evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with it with a little coup she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Makes sense. After all, the man was stabbed here. And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there are 2 types of blood found on the shoe.